And will you be surprised if I tell you I bought this strictly for the harness? Yeah, this Orion isn't the best looking figure. I do think Orion feels a little bit small. I think he needs to be a little bit buffer, but it very much seems like it could work with 6-inch figures. Hey guys, welcome back to the YKB, Why Keep the Box Collecting, where we immediately destroy the value of our figures and free them from their plastic and cardboard prisons. It's McFarlane's gold labels Orion. Now, I am much more of a fan of New Gods than I am of the Eternal figures. I kind of feel like it's, who do you like better, Darkseid or Thanos? And I grew up with the 90s Justice League, so that's probably why. Now, I didn't really care too much of Thanos' son over here, but for that Target clearance price, I had to pick it up. Let's take it to the table, see if it was worth the money. Alright, so we have Orion over here, gold label edition, and I can tell you right now why I think, for the most part, this didn't sell. Let's wait for it to come around. I'm impatient. Look at the head. Like, that is a terrible face sculpt. I don't know what the McFarlane team was thinking when they did that, but this does not look like Orion. I don't know what this guy is. You know what this reminds me? This looks more like Peacemaker than Orion. Actually, no. I even take that back. I don't want to offend any Peacemaker fans, but this Orion don't look pretty. Let's open him up. There, you can see the only reason I picked him up. No DC on the stand. There's the DC on the stand, so you kind of can't see it. It's a little bit hard. But there it is. Here's the card. If that's important to you. Much better picture of Orion. And the new Genesis thing. X, Y, or Z. That, don't care about. That is an ugly looking figure. Here's Orion. Here's Orion and his flying harness, Astro Harness, sorry. Can't keep him standing. It's McFarlane. You need to use the trusty stands. Now, let's get a little closer. Still falls. Now, will you be surprised if I tell you there's Orion and his Astro Harness. Keeps on falling. There's Orion and his Astro Harness. And will you be surprised if I tell you I bought this strictly for the harness? Yeah, this Orion isn't the best looking figure. But I thought I could use that harness. And the one thing I do gotta say about McFarlane figures and his company as a whole is he makes some of the best accessories. And at a price point you can pretty much pay for. I've gotten a lot of figures from him strictly because I wanted the accessories, the chairs, the stands, the X's, the Y's, the Z's. And this harness is no different. So, let's take him out. Let's see what he's working with. Look at his, I was going to say his accessories. Let's look at the harness, which kind of the only accessory. Alright, the harness is basically just a plastic piece. I thought this might be able to move around and stuff, but it's not. It's just all one thing. And because I want to look at the harness before, let's just, you know, obviously this Marvel Legends was probably a bad choice. But it very much seems like it could work with 6-inch figures. Which is pretty good. I'm definitely going to paint this up a little bit. See what I can make this. So, we got Orion over here. And just, I don't know, you look at the head and you're just like, man, it's a terrible looking head. The body is decent. It can really much work for just about anything, but the head is just absolutely terrible. He's supposed to have these wrists? I don't know. It looks like he's supposed to be wearing some glove stuff, but oh well. The figure doesn't match the picture. Even the ears don't match. I really feel like someone just... Let me stop complaining. Let's just look at the figure. Itself is fine. Let's do some articulation. It's a T-pose. Moves all the way around. Moves up. Bicep swivel. Double jointed, which works. Range. Core. Can't crunch forward that much, but he can crunch back a lot. He can also move side to side, which is pretty good. The head movement can move all the way around, which looks good. He can only kick up that much. Bend only that much. Foot swivel. I'm not going to call that a boot. Toe articulation. Standard. Ankle rocker. It works. Orion works as much as Orion works. And what is Orion if he's not with his papa? I think it works. I do think Orion feels a little bit small. I think he needs to be a little bit buffer. Maybe not Superman size, but at least leaning towards this. This feels very thinnish. If anything, this kind of feels like, I don't know, the kind of size I would want my Robin to be, or Nightwing. You know. But there's Orion and Darkseid. Move it off. I think it's fine. It's serviceable. I don't know. This isn't the way I would prefer to get him. I feel like there could have been a little bit more effort put into it. I'm just complaining. Orion is about 7.25 tall, and from side to side he's about 2.5. So maybe kind of a standard McFarlane, nothing crazy. All right, so we have Orion standing here. Let's see how he scales up. There is a NECA turtle. There is a McFarlane Spawn. There's a Marvel Legends Iron Man. There is a G.I. Joe Classified Series. SH Figure Arts. Loyal Subjects. And Star Wars Black Series. As usual, McFarlane is taller than everything else, which we know. So what else can I say about Orion? I kind of feel like McFarlane could have did a better job here, and we'll probably see this figure at Raw soon, which is kind of disappointing because McFarlane has been dropping a lot of great figures as of late. So to see one that's kind of just this terrible, it's a little disappointing. But for more reviews, hopefully much more positive, come back to the YKB, like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.